standard drill with a 2.5-inch hole saw to make the hole from the interior wall to the exterior wall. If you have an electric ratchet, you can use that to tighten up all the bolts on the racks. If not, a standard wrench or a crescent wrench or a standard ratchet will work. And then a drill driver for Phillips or whatever type of screws that you're going to be using to mount the brackets. And standard tools, crescent wrenches, screwdrivers, pliers, and cutting pliers. All right, after unboxing, the first thing you're gonna wanna do is locate the wall bracket for the inside air handler. That's this silver bracket here. We'll need a Phillips screwdriver. We'll take off the one screw that allows you to remove the bracket. The screw can be thrown away because it does not get used again. Before removing the bracket, measure the width of the unit. Note that this unit is 30 inches, so the center of the unit would be 15 inches. We will mark 15 inches on the bracket. So now that we know where the center of the unit is on the bracket, we transfer that mark to the opposite side of the bracket, and we take the lines and we straighten out the lines that pass through the wall to the exterior. There's a screw hole that holds the bracket. We're gonna measure from that screw hole to the center of the lines, which is 10 inches. We'll take that and mark that 10 inches on the bracket from the hole, center of the unit, and 10 inches from the hole to the hole in the wall. So that's once we get our bracket mounted on the wall, we will be able to measure from the hole out to 10 inches to find our spot to drill through the wall. All right, so you would take your wall bracket, place it 6 to 10 inches from the ceiling to have the proper head space from the top of the unit to the ceiling. Get it in the desired location and make a small mark. And take a level, find the level line at that mark and extend that line out. Once you have that done, you can put your wall bracket where it needs to go, and then trace out the 4 corner holes that hold the bracket to the sheetrock. Get 4 drywall anchors in the 4 corners. Now you take your tape measure, and from the center hole, we measured 10 inches to where the hole needs to be through the wall. So we measure out 10 inches, and we make a nice little mark. Make a mark down to the bottom of the rack, and a mark across. And our hole will be in this area right here. We will use the 2.5-inch hole saw, align it on the line, and make sure the bottom of the hole is slightly above the bottom of the rack. And you will drill a nice little hole in the sheetrock only. I use a long drill bit to move the insulation around so I can see my exterior wall. Now, we'll take the long drill bit for our pilot hole, and we want that hole going through the exterior wall even with the bottom of the interior hole. That's going to ensure that we have a downward slope between our 2 holes. So now that we have our hole through and through the wall and we have our mount mounted to the wall, we're ready to prep the air handler, the interior air handler, to go through the wall. Before we can put it through the wall, we must hook up the electrical lines to the air handler. For this step, all you will need is a standard Phillips screwdriver. You'll locate the panel on the right-hand side of the air handler with the door open. You'll remove the screw, remove the lid, and there's a cover that covers the electrical connections. We'll take that out and put that to the side. We have 4 wires to hook up in the unit. They're color-coded and they are numbered. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4 is the ground. If you look through the unit, you can see a passageway to pass the electrical line up and pass it through the unit. As the lines are color-coded and marked with numerals, you also have first connection is number 1, number 2, number 3, and ground is number 4. And put the cover back on. We turn it back over. Put everything that's going to go through the wall together and use the black ties from the electrical cord to hold everything back together. Okay, now we'll get set up back in there. Now that our unit is prepped and ready to go through the wall, we'll pass the electrical wire first. And snapped in place. That's it for the inside. Now we have a line hide box, which hides, it's mounted to the wall and hides all of the copper, your drain line, and your electrical lines coming out of the wall. I'll be using self-tapping metal screws, Phillips drill, and the back piece. Union to attach another run. These are the 2 back pieces, the middle piece and the end piece on the line hide. So you'll take the protective covers and take your time. They will be pressurized. They come shipped from the factory with a little bit of pressure on them. So now we have both of our copper lines coiled up. We're going to get those prepped to hang. We'll start off with the larger one, which is just a little tougher to get on. We'll straighten out about 3 foot of it. Take off the plastic connector that protects from dirt. You'll want to use a Nylock blue gel on the end of the connectors before installing. We'll start off with the 3/8 line, the larger line. Take your time, bend it into place. Mate up the flare with the flange and ensure that it threads all the way until hand tight. Then, if you have torque wrenches, you will torque to the manufacturer specification torque, which is about 18 foot-pounds on the 3/8 line. We'll do the same thing with the 1/4 inch line. Straighten out about 3 foot, get in the general area, remove the dust cap. We have already put the lubricant on. Mate and hand tight 100% of the threads up. These, if you have a torque wrench, the manufacturer specs are around 11 foot-pounds. We'll take these, place them nice and neat inside the line hide tray. Take the condensate line, attach both ribs, and place. Make sure there's no kinks, nice downward turn and out. And the same thing with the electrical. Put the electrical line in. And take one of the front pieces just to hold everything in temporarily. So our outdoor condensate unit is going to be mounted out here. If you have aluminum lines and you cannot cut them, you will leave them coiled up and then turn your connectors to the end of the unit and make your connection. These have copper, so we're going to pause and we're going to cut these to length once we get our rack installed. And there, so we want to go here and here. Okay, so we measured the bottom of the condensate unit, and our mounting brackets are 18 7/8 inches between each other. So we are going to mount the first bracket here, and then the second bracket will be 18 7/8 inches away from it. 4 7/8 is going to be right here. And the level. Level. Right there. That way they can coil it back up and hook it up. So once your lines are prepped and ready to go in place, you do the same thing. Take the dust connector off, put you a little bit of gel, line up your flange, and install to the last threads. Completely tight by hand, and in the same torque specifications by the manufacturer. A little bit of gel sealant, line her up, nice and straight, and hand tighten all the threads and torque to specifications. Now we're going to take the electrical line that runs through the wall from the interior unit down our line hide and comes out, and we will go in through the rubber seal, and the same thing. This one, as same as the interior unit, is marked number 1, number 2, number 3, and ground. And they will hook correspondingly to 1, 2, 3, and then the ground is here. The ground symbol here. The second whip that comes with the unit goes from to power up the unit to house power, either the panel box or a disconnect box. You will have black, which goes to line, white is your neutral, and the green and yellow is your ground. All right, now we're gonna pull a vacuum on the system. You'll need a mini split adapter, you'll need a set of gauges, and a vacuum pump. You will hook the vacuum pump up to the suction side of the gauges, and you will either hook the blue or red side, doesn't matter, to the mini split adapter to the mini split service port. You will open up your gauges and turn on the vacuum pump. You'll notice you'll have moisture coming out of the vacuum pump. We're pulling the moisture out of the lines. You want to let your vacuum pump run for a minimum of 20 to 30 minutes. If you have a set of gauges that are digital that can monitor, it'll tell you when you get to 100% vacuum and when you're complete. So we're just going to disconnect from the system. We'll put the cover back on the service port. We're going to take the excess electrical cable, spool it up, tuck it, and tie strap it out of the way. Put the electrical cover back on. Unscrew the caps on the two valves and slowly, using a T-handle, this is a 5mm. You're gonna unscrew and slowly release the refrigerant until it stops in both valves. Replace the caps. And the valve cap, plastic cap, goes back into place. The gravity drain is to just make a slight turn and tie strapped underneath. And perfect. Yep. Now this middle piece is chaining. AAA batteries in the remote. Press the on button. It is on Fahrenheit. If it is on Celsius, you hold the control and heat, the cool and heat buttons at the same time, and it'll go to Celsius. And you hold it again for 5 seconds, and it goes back to Fahrenheit. Set it on your desired temperature with the up and down button, and make sure that the remote says it's in cool, and you can cycle through the rest of the functions. They're self-explanatory on the remote. The first time may take 2 or 3 minutes for the compressor outside to kick on, and you will have cool air.